it. Won't you fill me up till my cup's overflowing? I'm so anxious just to feel the.
Hey, my sweet babies. In the words of Monique, it is me, Keisha, and I am here with this week's mega spill the tea episode. Y'all, we got some juicy, piping hot stories, okay? I have stories on Normani, Wendy Williams, Cory Holcomb, Natalie Nunn, Monique, and more. So sit back and relax and let's get into this tea. Our first story tonight is unfortunately on Orlando Brown. Now, we recently just saw him on Bad Boys 2 on Zeus. He did a standout job. You know, he had his moments, but for the most part, he was clean from certain, paraphernalia. He was drinking, but for the most part, he had his mind intact. Well, it looks like he might be off the wagon. He was recently filmed by a so-called friend of his, associate, whomever, detailing all of the men in Hollywood that he'd slept with. Yeah. So let's take a look.
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you see Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker try to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And Cat Williams. What's his name?
Bro, you smashing a lot of people.
What's that name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher. And
why you not naming all those?
I'm telling you, bro. It's my dad's friends. My dad sicked his baddest friends on me.
Who's your dad?
Lucifer. I thought you knew.
I did.
Okay.
You're Jesus.
Yeah. So my dad sicked like every bad one on me. And I was like, whatever. Whatever. But the babies matter now. And I'm like,
it's so sad and unfortunate because we all know that he is incredibly funny and so talented. Remember back in the day, he could sing, dance, rap, act. He was funny. And, he's so talented, and it's so sad that, addiction has taken hold of him. I do believe that he might have some mental issues as well, mental health issues. And I honestly do believe that something happened to him along the course of his career when he was a young guy. I really think that something physical happened to him at one point. And it's so unfortunate that he has people around him that would film him in that state instead of getting him help and just sitting there laughing at him, because they're not laughing with him. This person is laughing at him. And it's just sad to watch. It's sad to see. Him saying that the devil is his father, and child, I cannot. I know that, remember on the show, he was saying he was married, and at some point we were seeing stuff on the blogs about him giving his life back over to Christ. I don't know what happened to that, but it just seems like I said that he's off the wagon again, and it's just unfortunate. It really, truly, honestly is. And I hope and pray that he gets better people around him that really actually care for him and want to see him get better and healthy. Y'all, after the whole Monique and her son Shalon debacle, I thought we were done and over with it. But after my last video on the topic of the mother-son non-relationship, Monique decided to talk about the incident in her live comedy show. The one thing that her son asked her not to do, which was to not talk about him in public, in interviews, on stage, wherever. But she decided to go against her son's wishes and discuss what happened between them. Let's take a look and I'll be back with my thoughts.
I apologize if I've done something wrong, but I ain't no business gonna back up from a motherfucking problem. I'm gonna walk straight to that motherfucker and I'm gonna deal with that shit. So today I'm coming through the airport in Newark, New Jersey. It's the realest thing I've ever met from Newark, New Jersey. I'm coming through that motherfucking airport and I've been just seeing this motherfucking TikTok. Oh my God. Had I known that I was going to do a TikTok the day I brought him home, I'm going to let y'all take that one. And when you see your child that you for, I for that nigga, not another bitch, it was me. And you see your motherfucking child go on a goddamn internet and tell people all the fuck that you're not. I'm supposed to take that shit in stride. And I'm taking that shit in stride. And I'm walking through the motherfucking Newark airport and this elderly woman comes up to me. She said, Monique. I said, ma'am. Because I'm a respectful bitch, baby. I'm a respect this bitch. She old. She said, let me talk to you for a minute. So I had prepared myself for this old woman to tell me how fucked up I was. I prepared myself to be respectful, but to check a if I had to. I prepared myself to listen. She said, listen. My grandbaby called me and told me to watch this TikTok of your son. And I watched that shit. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, I want to tell you something. I said, ma'am. She said, fuck that nigga. And when the elderly people tell you fuck that nigga, you ain't fuck that nigga. She said, you've been taking care of that nigga all his motherfucking life. She said, Monique, I'm 80 years old and I got a son 60 years old. And every time that don't get what he want, he still tell me how fucked up I was when he was 10 years old. That
Now, as a mother, you all know in my previous commentary on this topic that I tried my best to be unbiased, to be even keeled about the situation. I tried to see both sides of the situation. But after this video, I have to say Monique is 1000% in the wrong. Your son asked you not to speak about him. You all have a contentious relationship. You're not speaking. Y'all have so much hurt between you guys. So many things that need to be discussed. It's so much resentment from your son towards you. And he asked you in a nice, kind way to not discuss him. And literally, the next time you got on stage, you did just that. And then did it in such a derogatory way. It wasn't a, I love my son, I'm sorry, I want to work this out with you. No, you decided to make a joke out of the situation, make light of the situation, and then on top of that, say, F him. Like, I get it. Y'all know I love the funny in everything. But in this case, it's not funny because this is real. And this is a mother-son relationship. This boy is struggling with dealing with, y'all horrible relationship. And then you go on stage and say, F him. Make it make sense. This is not for public fodder. It's not funny. And once again, it's like you're kicking your son when he's down. And once again, it's proving what he's saying right, that his feelings do not matter. Now, if daddy would have told you, don't talk about him no more, you would have said, you right, daddy, you right, you right. But why won't you give that same courtesy to the son that came out of your vag? The son that you carried for 9 months in your womb. Why won't you give him that same courtesy and grace? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was so dismayed by this. I was disappointed by it. Because you're taking this lightly, like this is just some run in the park. This is your relationship with your child. And it's sad that it seems like we care more than you do. And that's so unfortunate. It really honestly is. And I'm so happy that Shalon didn't go back on social media again to say anything, because the proof is in the pudding after this. It really honestly is. Now, I was riding with Monique with a lot of the other stuff, but this one I just cannot simply ride with, because it was disturbing and it was 100% wrong. And as a mother, I would never do anything like that to my son. Never in a million years. Today, February 24th at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, Where is Wendy Williams premieres on Lifetime. It's a 2-part series discussing Wendy Williams. It will take an unfiltered look at Wendy's life following the end of her iconic talk show. Wendy has been all over the news in the last couple of days, because it was also announced outside of this documentary that she has been diagnosed with aphasia and dementia. Now, according to people.com, Wendy Williams asks for personal space and peace amid overwhelming response to dementia diagnosis. Williams' care team announced her diagnosis on Thursday, saying that the former talk show host was diagnosed last year, and the disease has already presented significant hurdles in Wendy's life. In a statement exclusively obtained by People on Friday, Williams, 59, thanked fans for their overwhelming support in the hours following the news. I want to say I have immense gratitude for the love and kind words I have received after sharing my diagnosis of aphasia and frontotemporal dementia, she said. Let me say, wow, your response has been overwhelming. The messages shared with me have touched me, reminding me of the power of unity and the need for compassion. I hope that others with FTD may benefit from my story. I want to also thank the Association for Frontotemporal Degeneration for their kind words of support and their extraordinary efforts to raise awareness of FTD. Williams added, I continue to need personal space and peace to thrive. Please just know that your positivity and encouragement are deeply appreciated. Williams' care team announced her dementia diagnosis on Thursday. In a press release, the former talk show host team said she received her diagnosis last year and the conditions have already presented significant hurdles in Wendy's life. Wendy is still able to do so many things for herself, the team said in a statement. Most importantly, she maintains her trademark sense of humor and is receiving the care she requires to make sure she is protected and that her needs are addressed. She is appreciative of the many kind thoughts and good wishes being sent her way. According to Mayo Clinic, aphasia robs you of the ability to communicate and can affect your ability to speak, write, and understand language, both verbal and written. The group adds that the condition typically occurs suddenly after a stroke or a head injury, but it can also come on gradually from a slow-growing brain tumor or a disease that causes progressive permanent damage, degenerative. FTD is an all-encompassing term for a group of brain disorders that threatens the frontal and temporal lobes of the brain. This means that parts of these lobes atrophy, and the shrinking of these areas can cause speech issues, emotional problems, and changes in personality. Other symptoms can include loss of motor skills, problems walking, swallowing, or muscle spasms. Symptoms tend to get worse over time. Patients typically begin to notice symptoms between 40 and 65 years of age, but it can affect people who are younger. It is the most common form of dementia for people under 60 years old. Williams has dealt with a number of ongoing health issues, including Graves' disease, lymphedema, and alcohol abuse. She entered a facility to treat cognitive issues in April 2023 and has been appointed a court-appointed legal guardian. However, her sister Wanda Finney and niece Alex Finney told People in this week's cover story that they have seen a positive change in her condition, though they were unaware of her FTD diagnosis due to the limited contact they have with Williams in the facility. While staying at the undisclosed location, Williams' family say they've been unable to contact her due to the Guardian's rules, which require Williams to reach out first from a blocked phone number. She sounds really great. To hear my aunt now in terms of just how clear she is, just how focused she is on the importance of family and the reality in terms of facing and understanding where she's at physically and mentally and emotionally is like a 180, Alex said. I don't know what is working, but I do know that when she did reach out to me, it was a person who was remarkably different than what we see in that documentary. Wanda added, referring to Where is Wendy Williams, Lifetime's new documentary filmed between August 2022 and April 2023. The documentary was set to premiere on Saturday, but following the news of her dementia diagnosis, Williams' court-appointed guardian filed a lawsuit seeking to halt its release. That effort was denied by an appeals court Friday afternoon, after which the network confirmed in a statement to People that they plan to move forward with the debut of the documentary. Lifetime appeared in court today, and the documentary Where is Wendy Williams will air this weekend as planned, the network said. Wow, that is so sad. And I'm just so confused on how these people that aren't her family were awarded her guardianship. Like, who are these people? Why wasn't her family involved? Why are they in the dark? Who are these handlers? Who are these people that went and did this behind her family's back? This is what I want to know. Like, they can't even call their own sister. Her father is still alive. He can't even call his own daughter. She has to reach out. So it's the same thing with her son. Like, this is craziness. And I want to know who these people are. And I really hope that the judge hears Wendy's family, because they're now going to court trying to fight against these legal guardians of hers, because who are you? We don't know you. And from what we've known from Wendy throughout the years, she's never said a bad word about her sister being like a moocher or anything. Never said that about her father. They've always sounded like good people. Now, her brother, on the other hand, it's always been, shaky. But as far as Wanda is concerned and her father is concerned, we've heard nothing but positive things about them and her niece. So I pray that they're able to get back control and get back in contact with Wendy, because she needs her family around her and not these strangers that could care less about this lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's craziness to me, because now y'all trying to fight for the documentary not to be shown, but y'all were the ones that allowed her to be filmed in the first place a year ago. Like, make it make sense, because it does not. And I personally will not be watching it. I don't want to see her in that state. I want to remember the Wendy that I tuned in faithfully every day, laughing my butt off to. I wanted to remember that Wendy, not this person. And especially with me, myself, dealing with this in my own household with my own mother, it's just too sad to witness. And nobody should have a camera in their face when they're going through something so personal and something that is so fragile. It's so insensitive on so many different levels. It's really sad and pathetic that these people are pimping her out like this and have control over her finances and her money. God knows what these people are doing with her stuff. You just never know. It's really, truly sad. So Fabio Foreign was recently on a podcast talking about Natalie Nunn cheating on her husband with one of his partners. Let's take a look at what he had to say. And of course, Natalie clapped back.
Louis Peso.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Peso.
Shout out to Peso. That's my man. He came around me. He used the Fabio card. He's Natalie Nunn right now.
Knocking it in like a clumsy nigga.
She flying him all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Spending money, going viral, taking him up. Dubai. Boy, I don't even think he ever been to Dubai.
Not do that anymore, though.
But she going viral.
Why not?
And this is what Nique is doing. He's capitalizing. Sosa, that's my man. He got a song with Drake. He's never thinking he's gonna get a song with Drake, but that's off of capitalizing over something that he knew.
I don't know what has gotten into the water with these men constantly running their lips about other people's business. Like, what did that have to do with the conversation? Why is you talking on another man, Peter Weeder, and what he doing and who he sticking? Why? It has nothing to do with you. Why are you even talking about it? Whether it's true or not, that ain't none of your business. These dudes talk more than women do nowadays. Like, what is going on? Like, dudes back in the day, you couldn't get a man to talk about another man and what he doing and all of this type of stuff and speaking on topics about Megan Thee Stallion and all. Like, what is going on? Like, these dudes are so lame, bro. So lame. And it's so unattractive. Like, maybe it's y'all wearing y'all hair in plaits and stuff. Looking like little women, looking like little girls. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. But it's seriously bothering me at this point. Well, Natalie clapped back with an Instagram story post, and she wrote, "Now, if we gonna be a bunch of females, at least tell the whole story, because I usually don't do no talking, but we not gonna sit up here and lie on my name in no interview. So I dropped the single titled Outside remix with Beat King. I was looking for someone to join my team to help with all my bookings and be a road manager, cause now I'm performing my song on the road. Your boy, I'm flying out everywhere, was someone who worked on your team with you. Ish slow over there, so he came over to work with the baddest. I did not meet him through you. I'm not sleeping with him, and you sound big mad. If you wanted a feature with me, that's all you had to say, because you sound big mad. Your boy joined the winning team, and we running up a serious bag. Now, can you men in this industry stop being females, because y'all really getting out beat by every single female in all categories. I think I need to cast him for baddies. You would make a great cast member. And keep my name out your mouth. I'm not one to be played with." Now, as far as I know, Fabio Foreign did not comment back, as he shouldn't, because he shouldn't have had anything to say in the beginning. But I agree with everything Natalie had to say for once. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you look crazy. You look real fugazi out here in these streets, Fabio. Okay? Like, please be quiet. And she's right. Ladies are running it right now in all categories, whether it be sports, music, entertainment, whatever. Like, women are doing it big, and these men are lacking. They really, truly are. They need to get it together.com. Okay. Finally, after a 6-year wait, Normani is finally about to release her debut album titled Dopamine. I'm super excited about this. We all have been waiting patiently, some not patiently, for her to drop that music. She's had several hit singles throughout the years, and we kept wondering, like, what is the holdup? What is the holdup? Why is her record label like not putting out the music? Like, what is going on? Is her team not good? Is management not good? We could not figure out for the life of us what the issue was. Well, ahead of the album's release, People magazine released an article on why it took so long. Normani says parents' cancer diagnosis felt like life, or all I wanted to do was be there for them. Last year, the singer revealed her father, Derek, was diagnosed with cancer after her mom, Andrea, had already undergone treatment. Wow. Normani is getting vulnerable about her parents' experiences with cancer. In a new interview with Who, What, Where, the Wild Side singer opened up about how her mom, Andrea Hamilton, and dad, Derek Hamilton, getting diagnosed with cancer and undergoing treatment impacted impacted her. Andrea was first diagnosed with breast cancer when Normani, who was 27, was 5 years old, and she was in remission for 19 years before the Fifth Harmony alum shared news of her mom's illness returning in October 2020. Oh my God. Derek was also diagnosed with cancer about a year after Andrea entered treatment, Normani previously revealed to Bose last year. Upon learning both her parents had cancer, Normani, whose debut album has been in the works since 2018, told Who, What, Where, she remembered thinking, F all of this. This is bigger than the music. It's bigger than what I'm trying to accomplish. This is life, or all I wanted to do was be there for them. Throughout their own personal hardships, Andrea and Derek remained supportive of Normani's musicianship as she worked on her upcoming album Dopamine, which was officially announced earlier this week for a 2024 release. Honestly, music got them through the cancer treatments. I remember being on FaceTime with my mom while she was undergoing chemo and her asking me, how's the studio today? How's the music coming? Recalled the motivation performer. Normani continued, as hard as it was for me to not be with them as much as I wanted to, ultimately pushing through made the circumstances of the last few years feel a bit lighter for my parents. She also spoke about how the difficult experience left her feeling encouraged to focus on her goals as an artist. It was in those moments with my parents that made me realize that I have an opportunity to make an impact in this lifetime, said Normani. I know everything I've been through isn't in vain, continued the Love Lies star. There's always something that God wants me to see in the season. It's all in service of making me better for all that he actually has in store for me. God bless her and her family. That is horrific to go through not one, but both of your parents going through cancer. Like, oh my God, that had to been so traumatic for that young lady. Oh my God, I'm hoping that they're better now and in remission. But once again, it goes to show that you never know what people are going through. And here people are talking about her, saying, you know, she's going to be a flop and her management sucks and the record label sucks and this, that, and the third. And that one isn't even the case. This girl was sitting up here, you know, taking care of her mom and dad and hoping and praying that they stayed alive. Like, oh my God, I hope and pray that this album comes out and it is a huge success and that everybody supports it, that the music and the rollout are great. Oh, I'm so just like in awe of this young lady and her beauty and her grace and her talents, because Normani is extremely talented, and I hope she comes out and just nails it, honey, and that she has a superb year. The black comedy world has been on fire here lately. It has been black on black crime. All right. The comedians have just been going back and forth, beefing with one another. We had Cat Williams versus Kevin Hart and Steve Harvey, Cedric Entertainer. Then we had Monique versus DL Hughley. And now we have Cory Holcomb versus Donnell Rawlings here recently at the Laught Factory. The incident took place last Sunday night. According to TMZ, Donnell Rawlings had just finished his set when Cory Holcomb took the stage and reportedly began launching insults directed at Rawlings and Dave Chappelle. Donnell Rawlings, speaking to the outlet, stated he wouldn't let Cory disparage his close friend as they both appeared on Chappelle's show. Rawlings confronted Cory over the insults, leading to the heated argument captured in a TMZ video. In the video, Rawlings becomes visibly enraged as Cory calls him mid, not mild, and criticizes his comedy. Cory challenged Donnell's street credibility, prompting Donnell to defend himself in front of the LA crowd. Additionally, Donnell alleges that another comment from Cory further fueled his anger. Allegedly, Cory suggested that any comedian with 3 or more movies has engaged in inappropriate behavior in the industry. Child, I can't with Cory Holcomb at this point, but let's look at the video and I'll be back with my thoughts.
You
ketchup. You ain't hot sauce. Nobody agree? So I'm wrong. Okay, I can be wrong. I'm talking about, but we at the, what is this called? This is the Laught Factory. We was at the Savoy, you wouldn't be able to be up here that long. The nigga be like, get your whole ass down, nigga.
I came up in the hardest rooms in Brooklyn.
And what happened?
And you ain't never with them
You
rooms.
just yelling. Calm
Because
down.
I don't have a mic. I can talk to you straight up. You want to talk about it? You saying I'm mild. You saying I ain't come through the streets or the gutters is straight bull. And if you want to ask somebody, ask the mother that you know. Listen. This be fair. Fair conversation.
That's Larry, way to
No.
go.
Let's be fair. Let's be fair and real. You say you keep it 100. Know how I get down.
How?
32. I rip.
You rip lights?
I rip. You ask any ever see me bomb. Anybody. And you ask anybody that don't know me, I keep it gangster.
I don't say you
No,
bomb.
you trying to say I'm a bum. I ain't no bum.
No, I didn't say
And that saw.
Your is mild. It's mild.
You know what? You know what you're doing now? You're a provocateur. You know how to incite people. Ain't nothing mild about my.
People look at you.
Ain't nothing.
If you was at the mall, they'll put you out with your hot dog in your hand.
And guess what? You can say what you want to say. You can say what you want to say. You calling me a mild comic is totally off.
So you a strong guy.
I'm a beast. I'm a beast.
That's right.
I wouldn't have even engaged with Cory Holcomb because Donnell Rawlings unfortunately fell into his trap. That's what he wanted. He wanted his 5 seconds of fame. It has come across to me over the years that Cory Holcomb is salty. He is jealous. And he is mad that his career has not propelled to the heights as other comedians in his field. If he had the opportunity to star in films and television shows, he would most definitely do it. But nobody's knocking on his door. And it's not because he tells the truth about the industry and because he a real Negro. It's not none of that. It's not any of that. It's because of his disposition. It's because he is a hater to the 10th degree. He is so bitter. It is pathetic that he sits up and hates on others because he can't or will never get to the status that they're on. Like, what was the point of that? Really, honestly, truly, we all know that Donnell Rawlings is hilariously funny. Has been ever since I was a little girl watching him on comic. And Cory Holcomb is funny. I've seen him live. He is hilarious. But the bitterness is what is holding him back. He's been doing that same podcast in whoever basement over the last 10 years. That hasn't progressed any. Like, and it's just honestly sad. Like, why would you come at another black man like that who has not done anything to you, clowning him in front of a room full of people? Like, what was the point? What was the point of that? And they were cheering him and jeering you. Like, you look ridiculous, bro. And it's just sad. It really, honestly, truly is. And in our last Spill the Tea story for today, Trump, is doing his rounds, trying to conjure up votes for the upcoming presidential election. And he had some very nefarious things to say, Lord Jesus, about us black folks. Get ready like Freddie. Pay attention and keep your eyes and ears open.
These lights are so bright in my eyes that I can't see too many people out there. But I can only see the black ones. I can't see any white ones, you see. That's how far I've come. That's how far I've come. That's a long way, isn't it? These lights. We've come a long way together. Lynn Patton. And then I got indicted a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time. And a lot of people said, that's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against. And they actually viewed me as I'm being discriminated against. It's been pretty amazing, but
all I have to say is come November, get out and vote. Get out and vote, people. Okay? Get out and vote. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this Spill the Tea episode. Make sure that you guys thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys tremendously, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.